This seaweed is called sea spaghetti, and it doesn't look super nice, but it does taste really nice. I'm going to show you where to find it, how to collect it, and how to cook it. In the UK, we don't really eat much seaweed for some reason. It's just not really part of the modern culture, but it's super abundant around the coastline, fairly easy to collect, and some of it tastes amazing. It's also really substantial. It's not just like a little leaf or something like that. It's like a proper meal. Historically though, in the British Isles, we've eaten a lot of seaweed because of its abundance, particularly in Scotland and Ireland. And in Cornish fishing villages, people would leave a piece of seaweed in the home because it symbolised friendship and never lacking a friend. There are so many different types of seaweeds that can be foraged at different stages of the tides. And although some of them don't taste that great, they're all edible in the sense that they won't kill you. Apart from one exception, which is a kind of seaweed that I've forgotten the name of. And it only grows really far out to sea, so you'd have to dive out to sea to get it. Anything where you're in fairly shallow water or on the coastline, you're not going to encounter this poisonous seaweed. Today I'm going to forage for sea spaghetti, which can be found on the mid to low tide line. Make sure when you're collecting seaweed that you're always collecting it from the rock, not a piece that's just floating or on the beach, because then you know it's fresh if it's going straight from the rock, and you know that it's also been covered by seawater at some point within the last 12 hours as well. So all of this right here is the sea spaghetti, and it grows off the rock on something called a holdfast that basically looks like a little button or a plug gripped onto the side of the rock, and that's how the seaweed stays attached to the rock instead of using a root system. Generally when I'm collecting seaweed, I like to bring a knife with me. If you cut the seaweed just a little bit off the holdfast, then you can make sure that it continues to grow for other people and yourself and other animals in the area. So just take enough for yourself for one meal, or if you're making some for family and friends as well. Don't take more than you need. There's loads of it. You can always come back the next day if you need some more. It doesn't expand when you cook it, so just take the amount that you'd normally eat if it was noodles or spaghetti. You can eat it raw straight off the rock. It's quite al dente, but it's salty and seaweedy and umami, and it's really nice. But generally, it's a little bit nicer cooked up. And it's a great pasta or noodle replacement, particularly if you don't eat gluten. Once you've got it home and you're ready to cook with it, it's good practice to rinse it off in fresh water first, to remove any sand or debris that you don't really want in your meal. I like it stir-fried with chili, ginger and garlic. I generally find if you throw it straight in and then let it steam for a while and cook in the juices, it softens up the seaweed enough for it to be more like a noodle consistency. I also collected a couple of sea beet leaves to throw in the stir fry as well. And it's really, really lovely. It's a salty umami flavour, super versatile, and it's literally everywhere. So go and eat some.